Everyone thought Leo was lazy. Even he started to believe it. Each morning was a battlefield, and he lost every time. Alarms would ring, snoozed 5 times. Sunlight pierced through the blinds, but he'd pull the covers tighter. Time kept moving, but he didn't. What no one saw was that the bed wasn't just comfort, it was his shield. A fortress, a place where the expectations, the failures, the noise of the world couldn't reach him. It wasn't sleep he craved, it was escape. Leo's life had been in freefall for almost a year. The layoff hit him like a punch to the gut. The plans to start his own business, forgotten. The gym membership, cancelled. Friends slowly stopped calling. Mornings became a cycle of avoidance. If he stayed in bed, he didn't have to face the day. If he stayed hidden, the failures couldn't multiply. But deep down, something was rotting. Not just his schedule, his spirit. He'd scroll endlessly, comparing his stagnation to the highlight reels of others. Another 5 a.m. entrepreneur routine. Yeah, right, he'd mutter bitterly. He wasn't just physically stuck, he was emotionally paralyzed. The morning didn't feel like a beginning, it felt like a judgment. And then came her voice. It was his younger sister who called him out, not with anger, but with concern. "Leo, when was the last time you saw the sunrise?" The question caught him off guard. He laughed nervously. "What does that have to do with anything?" She didn't back down. "You used to chase the morning. Remember when you said dawn felt like a promise? What happened to that guy?" Silence. Then she added something that pierced straight through. "You're not broken. You're just stuck in the wrong rhythm." That night, he lay in bed, unable to sleep. The question echoed in his chest. What if the secret wasn't just waking up early, but choosing to live again? He didn't have a plan, just a promise. "Tomorrow I wake up with the sun." It was 5:12 a.m. when Leo opened his eyes. His body resisted, heavily. Every cell screamed to go back to the cocoon. But he dragged himself up, barefoot and heavy-limbed, and stood at the window. The world was still, unjudging, silent. Then it happened. A thin line of gold crept over the horizon. The first true dawn he had seen in over a year. And in that moment, something cracked. Not in a dramatic Hollywood way, but like the first drop of water breaking through a droughted field. He cried, not because of the light, but because he felt alive for the first time in months. He realized the morning wasn't the enemy. It was the invitation he kept ignoring. The next morning, Leo rose again, not easier, just more determined. He didn't scroll, he didn't check messages. He lit a candle, brewed coffee, sat with a journal. He didn't know what he was doing. He only knew it felt right. These rituals became sacred, not because they were magical, but because they were his. A warm shower with no rush, writing 5 lines of gratitude, stepping outside to feel the morning air on his skin. He wasn't just waking up earlier, he was reclaiming his hours. And with each morning, a new thought bloomed. If I can win this hour, maybe I can win the day. Little by little, Leo began creating again, sketching business plans, sending emails, even working out, not because of pressure, but because dawn gave him something he hadn't felt in so long, hope. 6 months later, Leo's life was unrecognizable. He had built the foundation of his new business. He had 2 new clients. He laughed more. His energy drew people in again. And the best part, he no longer needed an alarm because he had become someone who wanted to meet the morning. It wasn't about discipline anymore. It was about freedom, the kind that lives in the quiet hour before the world wakes up, the kind that whispers, "Today you choose who you become." People asked him what changed. He'd smile and say, "It started when I stopped hiding from the sunrise." And when they laughed, thinking it was a metaphor, he'd just nod, because he knew the truth. The bed is not the enemy. The morning is not a curse. The secret to waking up early is remembering what you were born to rise for. And for Leo, that secret saved his life.